All right, so Proverbs 1:2, to know wisdom and instruction, to discern. And that's where we're at. We're discerning. Travis, can you tell me where we ended off last week? Like what is the? It's just been a long break and stuff. Can you tell me just the general where we ended on? With like everything, and that was the week before that. There was splitting hairs. Okay, yeah, Ian investigation, and then it was like follow your heart, the real investigating heart, right? That was. Then there was one more after that. The investigating heart was the one that you got off of YouTube. There was one more after that. What was that one? Oh man, what was it? What was the Hosea? What was Hosea? What was Hosea 14:10? What was the point of Hosea 14:10? All right, hold on, let's get it. Mi chacham v'yavin eila navo yadim ki yesharim darchi Hashem. Yeah, that was at Rabbi Nachman. Remember that? And that fish was the Job class. By the way, there's much more coming to that. Remember when I posted the Rabbi Nachman and you commented on that, right? I remember this was a famous verse. This is the opening of L'Kutei Moharan. All right, cool. And what do we say? Navon, let's just get a quick refresher course here. Hold on. All right, so there's two paths before you. You got to be wise and see everything. The most important verse that encapsulates the Torah. Hold on. V'hevdel eineihem elu inyanim elu klalehem is where. Okay, thank you. Now, Hashlim Hosea Navoso Amamim Echem Chochem V'Yavin Es Tochocha Shedabarti Adine Lo Ka'otam Sha'omrim Lo Yitachen Derech Hashem Kamo Shamar B'Cheskel. All right, you're not helping here. Tzlenu she'ein al cholkei chochma mufti hadas ki geder hadas hu devar sheyesh labo yediya brura abo dvarim shehisi b'chisho aval cholkei ha-chochma lo yedah ba'atzmo rak shehu navon v'cholkei mechokei. Okay. Sheshem mashki v'dachav tov chasi rachamim az yavin v'yada. Okay, so you basically... You see between the lines, the Navon can read what Hashem, or hear what Hashem is saying to do, right? And the Chacham alone knows it by the book, and the Navon Chacham, he really understands what's going on, right? Number 10. Me and Chacham the Yisrael Alain Suchlasum Yelei Ari Tikkun Rai Or Chasa the Adonai Tzikaya the Hilchel Bo Yifam Behom Yechayoma Vershayin Yisrael Gehenim. This is yeah. To Gehenim Adolo Hilchim Bahon. Something about Gehenim, as opposed to the Chacham. That's right. And then there's something the Onkelos mentions Gehenim. Right, Rashaya Yismasrin. They're given to a Gehenim Adolo Hilchim. That's right. You're going to hell. You're going to hell if you don't do what God wants. Right. All right. Here we go. Hazina, Brandy, you have microphone. Travis, do you have microphone capabilities?
Got it.
There you go. Read 14, if you don't mind.
Give ear to this, Yov, and stop, contemplate the wonders of God. Do you know how God...
You're coming through on my end a little bit bassy. That's my speaker system problem, not your problem. Try to just do it a little slow so I can hear you.
Give ear to this, Yov. Stop and contemplate the wonders of God. Do you not... Do you know how God imposes upon the clouds and how he makes his rain cloud appear?
Well, that's great. In fact, I'm going to tell you exactly what this makes me think of. You ready? Where is that? This is so classic, it hurts. Tehillim. Travis, you on the ball here. Tehillim 119. 119 is like a billion verses, but we're going to find it. And I'm going to cheat. I'm going to use the Concordancia. All right, Tehillim It's 106:30. Not 119. 106:30. Read that. Tehillim 106:30.
And Pinchas arose and executed judgment, and the plague was halted. It was
That's disgusting. English. Can you read the Hebrew?
Go ahead.
I quite closed my book. Can you read it?
I doubt it.
You got it? So here, let's see. 106:30, yeah? They butchered that pretty bad. It's pretty bad. 106:30. And execute. Oh, man. That's via mode, Pinchas, via Palel, Vita'atzar Hamagefa. The point is, Pinchas stood and prayed. Is that not what we're saying here? Right? Because there was something amazing going on in where was it? Moab with Pinchas, and here what Eov is saying the same thing, right? Give ear to this, Eov, stand, pray, meditate, the wonders of God. It's the same thing. So if we're right, it's going to work out in the commentaries. Let's go. Targum Onkelos 14. I don't know what this word is. Atzeit. Da Eov. I think it's he went out. Eov got up. Vizbayin Prishusa de Eloha. Wasn't so bad. So it must be he listened to this, Eov. He got up, and this is really what it is. Kum ve'isbayin prishusa de Eloha. You got to listen, and that inspires getting up, and you will meditate. Prishusa de Eloha. That's a great word. Let's get the dictionary. That sounds like great stuff. Prishusa. What is Prishusa? Opa. What is Prishusa? Prishusa. Prishusa. Wow, this is a nice word. I never knew this. Parisha. Wonderful deed, wonder. Paresh. Extraordinary, distinguished, different, excellent, set aside. How's that for a word, man? This is a great word. Piety, self-restraint. Prishusa, literally. Wonderful deed or wonder. You can even say spread curtain. Like God has removed the curtain, like removing or shining his glory. This is an awesome word. So with that said, let's get affirmative here on this word to listen. I'm not convinced. Atzeit. Let's try the word atzeit. Atzeit. Remember, this is going to be a textbook definition of how to meditate from the Torah itself. Atzeit. Atzeit. So I bet you it's not atzeit, but seat. Or eight set. Let's try seat. Sayet. Is sayet a word? Sayet. 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 Saisa. All right, let's try that. Saisa. There it is. Listening. This is awesome. Really, really awesome. Listening, which is translated as mashma. Listener, eavesdropper. How fantastic is this? Right? Listening, eavesdropper, mashma. Let me tell you what the word mashma means, okay? Travis, you're going to go from Dayton to Cincinnati, okay? Aren't you going there tomorrow? Give me affirmative. Okay. So you're going to go to a concert at 3 o'clock, right? And you're saying you want to have an hour of flexibility. So you have to come mow my lawn before you go, right? So I guess I'll see you around 11. Is that right? Yeah, it's mashma, okay? Mashma that you're going to be at my house at 11. You did not tell me that explicitly, did you? I figured it out. You know, I know that you're a good guy and you don't want to blow me off, right? And you're responsible. You want to get it done. And I don't want to grill you. Be like, hey, Travis, I know you're going to the concert, but, you did promise to mow my lawn, buddy. I don't want you to go to that concert till you mow my lawn. So I don't want to bust your chops. So you're like, yeah, we can be at Cincinnati. The concert's at 3. I want to be there around 2. So I'm like, all right, it's mashma that Travis will be at my house around 11. Because it takes about an hour to do my lawn. He'll go home, shower, and change, right? He's on the road by 1. He's in Cincinnati by 2, right? So, that's right. I'm a Navon. I'm a Navon. I give ear to this, right? Hazina Zos. I give ear to this. And, but it's not just ear. I'm also eavesdropping. Why am I eavesdropping? Because I'm paying attention to your life. I don't live your life. You're not me. All right, it's not my concert. But I have to care in order to find out when you're going to mow my lawn. Right? I mean, if you didn't want to mow my lawn, you shouldn't have promised to mow my lawn. But I don't want to grill you either and be a bad friend and just only care about my lawn. So I have to be a little bit savvy and with my faculties to get what you're saying. Because you don't want to be a Jones A either. Be like, yeah, I'm going to go to the concert, but don't you worry. I'm going to mow your lawn. Don't you worry. Right? You don't want to be like that. So we have to be able to infer, and that's called trust each other to not grill each other. I want you to go to the concert and have a good time, but I also do want my lawn mowed. All right, when I got in a car accident and I broke my ankle, I just can't mow my lawn. That's it. You got, and the brotherhood is the Navon. So when you're like, yeah, the concert's at 3, I want to be there by 2. I'm like, okay, cool. So Travis is telling me that because he's got me in mind and he'll be back, right? So to check it out, you're like, okay, I gotta go. So I'll see you in a little bit. I don't have to be like, what does he mean? He'll see me in a little bit. Is that like tomorrow? Right? No. See you in a little bit. It's like see you at 11. So I'm going to just be chilled and cool. Travis shows up at 11. And I'm like, of course he's here at 11. Because Travis knows what's going on. All right? So that's the Navon. I have to eavesdrop and be in your life to be able to just be a little bit sharper than the average bear. Matters of God. God is going to let you in on people's affairs. We're not talking breach of privacy. You just have to pay attention to what people are doing, saying, and going on. So that's hazina zos, to give ear. Pay attention. Why do you say pay attention? Because that's what the Concordancia defined our thing, right? So real meditation, you can say it's called paying attention, right? And that's what the opposite of moron man is. Moron man is, I don't have to pay attention. Driving school is just flat out boring. But if you pay attention, anything and everything becomes interesting. Because God is everywhere. He's just not where you're looking. So if you start paying attention, you'll start to see what's going on. Once you see what's going on, that is the definition of exciting. Have you ever played a video game when you were a kid? Or maybe now, but for me, it's been a long time. But what's the excitement of the Nintendo game? When you rented it, you come home, you're playing it, right? You lost every round. Then something happened. You started to see what's going on. right? You started to see the pattern in the game. Then you figured out the adjustment, and you are victorious, and you become empowered because you understand what's going on, right? So life is no different, right? So the driving instructor's got a job. His name is Sami. He's got to pass us. I'm going to fail the test. You know, I'm getting the picture. There it is, your picture. Communicating with the pixels, right? Getting the idea. All right, these guys are for real. They're gonna take away my driver's license if I don't play for real. So life all of a sudden got serious. And you begin to understand the reason for that's right. We're here to make money off of drivers. That's just the way it is. If you don't like it, then don't drive. If you want to drive, then start liking it. All right, so there's no room for emotion in your opinion. Your opinion is worthless. This is what people don't understand. The Americans think they have a right to an opinion. They don't, right? Because my opinion is I don't need to take this driver's course. I'm an American. I don't even speak that good of Hebrew, right? You're wasting my time. That's all opinion. And in Israel and a lot of other foreign countries, your opinion gets you in trouble because it's useless. You have to connect to reality and find out what's going on, right? And reality is greater than your opinion anyways, once you get to the wisdom of it. So here we have a great definition of, so the opposite of moron man, right? You're paying attention. You are involved in other people's lives from an empathetic point of view. Hopefully there's good trust. And you're looking to be mashma, right? To be able to make calculations that basically nobody wants to explain the joke. Once you explain the joke, it's no longer funny. So when people communicate, it's the same thing. I really don't want to spell my stuff out to you. You know, I want to be able to speak very terse, and it's a Kabbalistic word, Mayan Nukvin. When I can say the least amount possible, and you get it, and you give me the look that you get it, I get aroused and excited, and you shake my nefesh waters, right? You shake my juice. And when you shake my juice, it's exciting. And then your juice shakes. The juice is called the nefesh. I'm all the time going to start bringing in the nefesh stuff. That's the arousal from below. Then it goes straight up. Then you affect the upper waters. And it literally is upper waters. It's the universal nefesh, meaning the creation starts to resonate. And that the resonance is, I'll give you a concurrence that, yeah, you understand me. I'll smile, I'll nod, I'll appreciate, satisfactory, whatever it is. That's how the world goes around. That's peace. That's harmony. That's right. It's also, what's that word? Congruence. It's congruence, right? We're not friends if you have to suspect that I'm blowing you off and I'm not going to mow your lawn and you have a reason to be doubtful or maybe I'm trying to rip you off. All right, that's not this. That means you're not meditating. That means you're not with God, and your mind is enslaved. What does confluence mean? Converge. See, this is one of those words I'd want to look up the etymology. In fact, let's do that. Confluence. Let's look that word here. Etymology. Confluence. Etymology. Confluence. I'm guessing it means fluid together. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm guessing. So let's see. Con with fluid. To flow together. I figured that. All right. So fluent. So what does the word fluent mean? See, that's the question. It comes really from fluent. Flowing freely. Oh, that's nice. Wow. Yeah, this is great. Look at this. See, that's why when you're fluent in the language, right? What does it mean you're fluent? Doesn't mean you know it. It means you can just let it rip, right? Just let it fly. That's great. Stream, run, melt. That's the nefesh, man. That's the nefesh. When you are fluent, so like when I spoke Texan Kabbalah, when I was with Russell and Mike, that's confluence. That's fluent. So I told Mike, I was speaking fluent Texan Kabbalah. That means my nefesh was at peace and we were just flowing. Very nice. Wow. Swell, well up, overflow, river, boil over. That's it. That is the highest expression of nefesh. If your nefesh is pure, that's what it's doing. See, there's that word again, fluid. Wow, what is this word? Bull. That's something different, but that's it. Mayan, Nufin, Mayan. That's it. That's what it's. It's Duchrin. Duchrin. Mayan, Nu. Let me spell it. Nuk, Vin, Duchrin. Man, that's good. That's really good. That's really, really good. So when it's flowing, life becomes the song. It becomes music, right? It's like you said, harmony. We were on the same page. And I mean, that's brotherhood. That's love, trust. That's the perfect marriage, hopefully. That's what it's supposed to come down to. And at that point, that's what I call being on the inside, and the whole world is revealed to you, right? There's nothing you can't know on that level. You need to look at you need to be in the schools of wisdom. But when you're there, that's Song of Songs, right? When you're there, you can any wisdom can be received. You are not moron man. You are the opposite of moron man. That's what that is. Metatronic, Sanophonic, Navonic. That's what it is. All right, so that's the Targum Yonason Atseis Da Eov. So Eov was mashma. He was paying attention. He was eavesdropping. He was flowing. Kum. What does kum mean? Kuf vav mem. He got up. Ready for this? I'm going to ask you the question of a lifetime. You ready for this? Are you sure you're ready for this? Why did Pinchas kill Zimri and Cosby? Why did he get up? That's true. I want to say, I would prefer to say it, he was flowing, right? He was confluent. He was so in the moment. Right? I mean, it's the same thing. I want to use more of an English. Right? He was there. It was the juices were flowing for him. Whatever Pinchas was doing, he was eavesdropping. Where even Moshe, that's right. Moshe was under mind control. Like my mother living with me, right? Just not free to just, flow. And let the tunes flow. Whatever Pinchas was doing, he was rocking and rolling. He was free. He was the opposite of a slave. He was there. There. So what happens when you're there? What is the wisdom of being there? Kum, you get up. At the initial internal, and you start to dance. Hasidim gevurot, right? You will get up. You will get up. That's why it says here he got up. Pinchas got up. That's why when you go to pray, you're supposed to stand, right? Hopefully you're feeling it before you pray, which is what the Talmud learns also. You're not supposed to pray if you're not feeling it. And you're supposed to put your mind in position to feel it before you pray. So he did that. V'isbayin. V'itbayin. And we gotta look at that word, itbayin. Itbayin. I know we did it before. I think it means to split hairs, but let's check it out anyways. Bayin. I want to make sure I get the exact connotation here. Bayin. What's the word exactly, though? It's the eat bayin. See how that makes the difference. Eat bayin. 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 Ah, there it is. There it is. I told you. I told you that. There it is. Eat bayin. It's a little bit different, right? Because it's got the grammar change. Little different. To reflect upon, to understand, to consider it, to be considerate, cautious. See that? You see that? So now let's put it together. So you're getting on the same page, right? You're feeling them out. Like in wrestling, that's the essence of wrestling as I watch my videos, is the good wrestler feels out the guy. For me, I was a Neanderthal. I wanted to squeeze his arm and do a pressure point and headbutt. I was an animal. But the wrestler, they just feel like the guy's body out, right? Where does the shoulder meet the tricep? Just get the groove. Get the groove on. Because the body is sculpted from wisdom. Right? You're in martial arts, right, Travis? Yeah? Is that 1 or 2? Right. So you know how the body is a natural wisdom machine, right? So when you feel the guy out, that's how you get inside. You just feel him out, how just his arms move, just keep a good defense. Don't be taken down, and just feel the guy out. Once it's like chess. Once you crack the code, and it is cracking the code, because your wisdom is hacking his system, and he's trying to hack your system. And the better body, the better athlete is a better fortified system, right? If I keep you from hacking my system and I hack you, your defenses are down. You got a virus. You are sick. You are sick of me. You want the sickness to end. That's really defeat and victory. They say, the guy should just want to be pinned and move on. So that's what you're doing. You're feeling them out. You're reflecting on it. You're trying to understand, right? To understand. It doesn't mean being an understanding. That's not what to understand means. To understand does not mean understanding. Different words altogether. Right? If I am understanding, I am extroverted. I'm like, hey, everybody, I understand. But if I'm trying to understand, I'm an introvert, very quiet, intently listening, trying to hear God speak. That's right. By the way, what is the release? So I'm always going to be bringing in the Nefesh Torah from now on. When you eat good soul food, right? Good bread, Friday night meal, that bread feeds your body, your flesh, and it releases the liquid, the juice in your system. That's called the nefesh. When you release nefesh, that is healthy nefesh. 1 or 2. Right? They'll say like what? Like a mouth-watering taco. But it's that same concept. Right? The nefesh is all juice on every level. Right? I gotta, get the blood flowing in my veins. Gotta get the blood flowing in my head. Gotta, every metaphor is bodily juice. You make me sick. That means you give me bad juice. That's the nefesh. It is literally Terminator Part 2 gone holy. So you're trying to understand. You're trying to get the flow, but you're bunged up. You're moron man, and you recognize it, right? You recognize there's no flow. I'm a rock. I'm frozen. I'm miserable. So you let go. You gotta let it go. Every wrestler that wins ultimately is the first one to let it go. You know what? If I lose, it just doesn't matter. The first person to trust the flow, he is the one who opens up his offense and wins. You gotta let go. But that you got to be in the flow to let go. That is to be considerate and cautious. All right. Now, so that's the whole Azina. You're listening, paying attention. You're introverted because you're gonna be extroverted. Hang on, it's coming. You got to look for the flow. Hazina Zos Eov. I don't even know what Eov means. I'm sure the name means something here. I'll tell you what I think it means. Want to hear what I think it means? I've always said this. My little quick, name impression of Eov. Ready? Aleph, Atsilis, Beis, Bria, Yud, Yitzira, Vav, Ve'asiya. What do you think about that? So it means you're bringing the Shefa down. Right? Azina Zos Eov. A metaphor for the world's coming down. Amod. That means you're going to stand up. You're literally you cannot contain yourself. You're popping at the seams. He's blaming that you are in the mode of to understand, meaning you're getting the download. You stand up to get the download. You're getting the download. How do you define enmity? How do you want to define that? Look that up. I'm a prescriptivist. You know that. Hostile feeling, rivalry, malice, internal conflict comes from enemy. Like the game face, right? Game day. One hateful toward an intent in harming someone. Adversary, foe, demon. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right, man. Look at this. Here, look at this link for you. It comes from the language of enemy. Oyev. It's a different, the letters are reversed. It should be oyev, but here's eov. But you can do it grammatically. So that's it. Yes, that's good. I like that. Azina Zois oyev. Total game day. Totally in the game. That's right. That's right. So the devil, and that's it. Job faces the Satan, right? Job goes against Satan. That's the whole thing. He is against Satan, literally in the text. That's what Job is about. It's game day. Hostile body in a war. Wow. Wow, you're right. That really is it. Personal enemy, the Yetzer Hara, right? Urge is an inclination. Press hard, push forward, force, drive, compel, stimulate. You're right, Travis. That's you. That's what you got it spot on, right? So you're trying to venge for your nefesh. You are the knight in shining armor for your vulnerable nefesh, right? Sami, the driving instructor, is trying to take my nefesh, because that's the truth. That is the truth, right? He's not righteous. He is a lowlife who is, in driving school. He's threatening to take away my license, but I can't use that as a complaint, right? You can't say, hey, Sami, your Yetzer Hara is a Russia and blood. You can't bring mythology into reality. But the nefesh makes it possible. See, if you take it to the nefesh, that guy has a soul, right? And he's like a sick-looking guy in a twisted driving school. Why is that him? Because that's where his soul's at, right? It's like I know a guy who was in charge of the kollel, and he had to quit. He said, it's not good for my soul. I don't want to be a police officer over rabbis. Not healthy for my soul. And this has nothing to do with where you're going to go to hell or heaven, right, so to speak. It's just the nature of the guy's soul. A police officer probably isn't the healthiest soul, right? He's dealing with all kinds of shtusim every day, just not the healthiest guy. I'm sure like Hollywood actors are just not that healthy. It's just a strange industry, right? They're not evil people fundamentally. It's just a weird industry. The miser of a driving instructor deserves to be there as a job, just like you deserve to. That's it. That's it. You have to pick your associations. I probably shouldn't be hanging out at Taco Bell all day long either. All right, but it doesn't make Taco Bell the devil. Just means that's not the crowd where they discuss Tosfos and Rashi, right? So, therefore, if I find myself in their vicinity, like you said, temporarily, I have to be around company I just don't want to be around. A lawyer for somebody will say hit your car and there's a case, right? You have to go to court, summons the court. Do you really want to be there with sleazeballs and stuff? Then no, but you have to. Right? Yaakov has to face Esav. He has to. He's got to go there. So that's game day. Right? And really, it's just an excuse, Jacob wrestling the angel, for you to face your Yetzer Hara. Right? For you to face your own personal demon. So good. So you're going to rise to the challenge. And you're paying attention because your soul is on the line. See, God plays for real. He says, look, Travis, Jones over there, he is literally trying to take your soul. It's not a game. It's not fake, right? He's not the Grim Reaper. It's just that's what his industry, right? He does exploitation. He just doesn't know better, right? And, his dad was this or that. Whatever his story is, no pointing fingers and no blame. He's just not a holy character. And you're a holy character. And your paths have crossed. And he is thinking, I need to get this guy's soul in the form of money or bribery, whatever it is. Right? And I say, hey, Travis, I noticed you got a new Toyota there, buddy. Right? And your Travis is saying, I want to talk about Tosfos. I want to talk about Torah. Hey, Travis, hey, how much you pay for that Toyota? Well, you think I could take it for a drive, huh? Think I could take it for a spin? Well, I'm not too comfortable. Oh, come on, man. You remember I let you take my mom's car that one time 20 years ago. Yeah, but, we were 20 years younger, and I didn't really know what I'm doing now. Oh, come on, man. I won't do anything. I just got to run across town. But you're cool with that, right? That is the opposite of confluence, right? You are not trusting his words. If he says, I'll be back in 20 minutes, you know very much he will not be back in 20 minutes. That is a fact. Fact. So your meditative powers here are rendered useless. It's just a matter of time. How do I get away from this guy and very fast? This is now, Neo Morpheus. You can go out the scaffolding or through Agent Smith. You can wax and wane your way out of this. And eventually, he's going to call you on it. What, you don't trust me? What, you still hold the grudge? Blah, 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 blah. Or you can go out the scaffolding. You got to wake up. You got to get out of moron, man. You got to start caring, right? You got to get your head in the game. How are you going to deal with this guy? And he's going to tip his hand to you. He's going to wink. King David gets to this every day, right? To tell the truth, that's right. But you got to look for his wink. He's going to wink, right? God is the Savior. God is the salvation. God will get you out of it, right? Exactly. It's very simple to be enlightened in the Mishlei class with the gang. But when Moron Man comes calling and it's serious and I want your car. I really want to go across town and rip you off. And I want to do it. I want your soul. And you're supposed to be righteous and get me to do tshuva. And if you're really enlightened, Travis, you'll get me to do tshuva, won't you? And this is it. This is the situation. This is, as I was in Texas, this is the Ger in Best Buy, 1 or 2. I mean, this is the definition of Ger in Best Buy. You got me a 1 on that? Right? It's everyone else is just trying to get a buck. Ger walks in like, hey, and they're all looking to get some off the Ger. And the Ger's got to be Ger and do this thing. And all of these Toyota stealers, whatever, are just in the way. And I saw it clear as day. There's these two kinds of people, right? And they clash all the time. So, Hazina Zos, Eov, Amod, he's boinin. Okay? Kov, he's boyin, Prishusa. So what is it you're being his bonin? Are you being his bonin? Remember, let's focus on the word his bonin. Gematria, 400, 500, 508, 513, 519. Doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything. But this is the word for meditation. So right now, you got to start meditating. Right? You're with that guy. It's like your rank test. Everyone can do good in the practice room, but on game day, how do you perform? What is the meditation? But how? You're not there. I totally zapped you, and I want to take your car for a joyride, caught you off guard. You're not in the mood. Your bills are due. You didn't get paid this week, okay? You were on your way to ask your good friend for money, which makes you feel already uncomfortable. It's not a good day. It's not a good day. So, But I disagree. It's not relax. Relaxing is once you're congruent, once you're confluent, right? You're going to relax. You're going to get there. You're going to do it. You got to sink into it. Feel them out. Feel them out. Feel them out. Hey, buddy, how you doing? You're right. I haven't seen you in a long time. How's it going? Right? That's right. You're good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Right? I'll tell you what you're missing in this situation is confidence. You know? He doesn't really expect you to give in to his demands in this little example. But you got to get that sandal phonic flowing. So, put your hands on him. Feel him out. Push him around a little bit. Right? Be a little bit prickly. Just, be a little bit kind of like a bear. Feel him out. Get in the groove. Nifla os el. Anane. No. The wonders of God. You got what the answer to all meditation. Anytime you go into a meditation, you're going to be in this situation, right? If I give you something to meditate on, a difficult piece of Torah right now, right? Number one, I hit you cold turkey. So you're going to get cold. You're going to clamor up. You're on the spot, right? It's a test. Are you really enlightened, Travis? Are you really there? Because if you're really there, you should be able to get through anything, right? You should really be able to. That's always a challenge. I mean, there's really no harm, no foul for failure here, but you really know that there's no reason why you can't get through it, right? There's really no reason. So that's why you just got to embrace the challenge. Just let it in, right? It's all right. I'm taking my time. I'm feeling it out. And if I press you, say, hold on a second. Can I think for a second? Can you give me 3 seconds? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. Thank you. So, you grab your Dalet Amos. Take your 4 Amos. Get your little semicircle of just peace and liberty. Now you're comfortable. You make a wall, right? You're out of my face. I don't know you. It's me and God right now. I got to get rid of you, Travis. You're out of here. Right? It's me and God. All right? God wants me to get through this. Just me and God. Now you're comfortable. Now it's cool. Now I'm empowered. God is with me. Now it's flowing. I'm all right. That's when the miracle came in. See? If you were able to get baseline and stabilized, that is the miracle of El. What's the gematria that? 480, 530, 567, 597, 598. Travis, you're like this. Ready? Let's do a double check. 31, 37, 38, 68, 468, 568, 548, 598. Ready? 598 is the gematria Nifla Os El. 1 or 2, right? Type in this gematria. Ready? We're going to do the full spelling, the Miloi gematria of Chachma, wisdom. Ready? 408, Chet, go. 408, plus 80, plus 100. I think plus 10. What is it? 598. So the gematria of wisdom is the same as the miracles of God. How do you like that? So that's what it is, right? So the miracles of El, it really means shut up, stand your ground, get this Neanderthal out of your face, stop, rise to God by nature, let yourself rise up, the wisdom comes down. It's a chesed thing, you're making friends with this Jones, and let the magic begin. All of a sudden, Pinchas has his spear. And if he must kill the guy, he will, in terms of whatever means necessary of wisdom. That is meditation. That is meditation. Very Zen. Right? It turns out the Japanese are all about the warrior meditation. That is what it is to be his boinin. right? Just you allow the conflict, allow the challenge. That's right, meditation and motion, you know? You got the conflict in front of you, and then you acknowledge it, bow, you know, like shake hands, bow, whatever you got to do the haka, and tune them out. You're out of here. You're gone. You're gone. That's right. It's with integrity. It has to be. If it's not with integrity, he's going to get under your skin every time. Every time. Every time. You got to shake hands first. Not only that, it's a tactic. Once you shake hands, his guard's down. He's like, wow, this guy actually is either a total wimp or he likes me. But you didn't realize you're just doing that to set the tone of dignity. Further commentary. Let's see here. 14. Acher shesaper be'arach chochmas Hashem niran pela'aya matar v'aram v'shelig eich erech hakol b'tvuna hesi panav el iyo v'zina zos roe im tavin. If you understand the ways of God and his wisdom and these things, they'll be revealed before your eyes all the time. And you rise up and meditate on the wise wonders. If you understand tavin, right? You split, you understand, you see it's revealed the nature. Then you're able to lift, to investigate, to rise up, to investigate after the wonders, that they are the things that they go after the nature. Ratzulomar, that is to say that you're not understanding Gam Esateva. You don't understand the nature. And the matter is of the purpose. Ve'roen v'sheleg tachlusav. There's just things that happen. And how they pass over your heart to investigate and to look unto the wonders for the eyes that are concealed. And basically all these things happen. They pass over us because you're moron man. Oh, just another day. Oh, just a victim. The antithesis is to, how does he say to do it? Then shesaper be'erach chochmas Hashem nira pela'aya matar. Wait. In order to get rid of matar b'tzimtzum v'kol hanhaga zos nasi v'chochma yidei achok. No. All right, see, this is it. You have to know how God runs his universe. Right? It's like in wrestling match. Right? I know that you're a guy that likes to do a blast double. So now that I know that, I can work on countering you. Right? I'm gonna see it happen. You have to realize you're wrestling the angel, 100%. And you know his moves. Moses, the Redeemer, was really, the whole Torah was written and he redeemed because he simply knew the moves. Moses knows every move God makes. Oh, you're making a nation? Oh, so that means that we should take refuge at the mountain. That's Wisdom of Hashem 101. Because God reveals Torah at the mountain. Torah goes out from Sinai. It's all the nefesh. And then we go to the mountain. And it's like, oh, well, this would be the giving of the Torah since Israel's here. So everything that God was concealing, Moses was revealing. Oh, you want to claim that I'm not the prophet, Korach? So your nefesh is against God? We should see the earth open up in X amount of minutes. That's called a prophecy. And there it did. That's it. So, idiot guy trying to take my car on a joyride. Don't have time for this. Blah, blah, blah. Right? Size it up. This is called the Bob maneuver. Whatever it is. Recognize it. Divorce Bob. Let it hit. Rise up. Let Hashem show you. Go with the wisdom and go with it. That's called paying attention. That's called grasping the concept. That's called improvising on the spot. That's called going with the scaffolding and not Agent Smith. I think this is the key we've been looking for. You agree with that? That is it. Paper, scissors, rock. You can read the guy every time. You can know what they're going to throw every single time. Very simple. Just read. Learn how to read. Stop being blind. So I think now what we're going to change our definition of moron man is blind, the blind man and illiterate man, right? Moron man is illiterate man. He doesn't have his faculties. And Travis, please write this down, because next week I want to operate on this principle. I don't want to forget this, okay? The principle is there's no such thing as moron man anymore. That's an outdated concept. We're going to clean our act. We're going to polish up. It's called illiterate man. He is illiterate man. And there's no such thing as a blind man, because blind men can read. He is an illiterate man. And to meditate is called to become literate. A meditator is a reading literate man. And you learn how to read and listen to God speaking. That's also called reading. Like, play it by ear. You got to play it by ear. You got to let God sing it to you. Let the music flow. Tune into the song, because there's always a song. That's the wisdom it always is. We are never without God, never without wisdom. There's always a good song on the radio. That's the truism. All right, if you were good enough, you would find a good song on the radio every single moment of the day, one or two. Right? You're just not good enough. You just don't know the stations worldwide. If you were a scholar on that level, you'd say, oh yeah, no problem. So you have to have priorities. You got to pick where you're going to be an expert. Right? Do you want to know how to get the good sale at the grocery store every week? You can. If that's where you want to plug into. You want to know where to go fishing and catch the best fish? Do you want to be able to get the best clothes? Do you want to have your car worked on by the best mechanic? Or do you want to read the best Torah and get the best wisdom? Right? I mean, this is the challenge. You're given X amount of time and interest to become an expert, and what do you call it? Not an expert also, but just passionate about things. You got to pick your camp, right? You can't do everything. Connoisseur. Also, what's that word? Aficionado. How do you say that word? I don't know. It's one of those goofy, like, foreign borrowed words. Aficionado, whatever it is. Right. Yeah, me too. I never know how to say it right. But it's that, right? You got to pick where you're, a shtickle expert. Not a total expert, right? But you gotta pick your strong suits. You got to pick where you're good, where you can hold a conversation, and where you can't, then you got to rely on God to give you the wisdom so you can. So you're never missing out. You just have to, the real wisdom is picking the way on that God can always get you wisdom. That's really what King David's about, right? The wisdom that gives you all wisdom, as opposed to saying, I know everything, because you don't know everything. Shlomo Melech taught us that. You cannot know everything. Moses taught us that. Moses knew almost everything, and it wasn't enough. You just can't keep up. You just can't keep up. King David's the one that got it. King David said, I know nothing, but I can figure out anything. And then the skill is getting quick and proficient at that. All right, so that's what it is. That's meditation. Meditation is really the ability, the one thing you do know that no one else knows is what it's like from your one thing you do know is that no one else knows. That's it. Did you ever hear that talk from Terrence McKenna on this? Did you ever hear that? Oh, you're joking me. Here, you got to hear this. You got to hear this. You got to hear this. This is ridiculous that you don't know this. This is going to change your life, Travis Armstrong. Have you gotten into Terrence McKenna at all? Oh, man. You got to get into this. There it is. This is it. Here you go. Brace yourself. Brace yourself.
To say what has never been said, to see what has never been seen, to draw, paint, sing, sculpt, dance, and act what has never before been done, to push the envelope of creativity and language. And what's really important is, I call it the felt presence of direct experience, which is a fancy term which just simply means we have to stop consuming our culture. We have to create culture. Don't watch TV. Don't read magazines. Don't even listen to NPR. Create your own worse. And if you're worrying about Michael Jackson or Bill Clinton or somebody else, then you are disempowered. You're giving it all away to icons which are maintained by an electronic media, so that you want to dress like X or have lips like Y or something. This is shit-brained, this kind of thinking. That is all cultural diversion, and what is real is you and your friends and your associations, your highs, your orgasms, your hopes, your plans, your fears. And we're told, no, we're unimportant, we're peripheral, get a degree, get a job, get a this, get a that, and then you're a player. You don't even want to play in that game. You want to reclaim your mind and get it out of the hands of the cultural engineers who want to turn you into a half-baked moron consuming all this trash that's being manufactured out of the bones of a dying world. Where is that
at? Isn't that it? That's it. Did you get the line about the universe? All right, that was you, man. That was you said that. That's it. Right? From your sector in the universe. That's it. That is it. So I think we've brought down the idea of true meditation. Right? The idea of meditation is I think now we understand how to do it, really. You need to put yourself in that awkward, confrontational starting point. The challenge is first, right? A foreign language, Hebrew text, something you don't know. And let it hit you. Let it be hard and harsh. That's it. Then focus it out. You got to rise up. You got to get it to flow. No matter what. You got to just get there. And the wisdom is the wonders of God. And that's what you are meditating on and receiving from. That is the eavesdropping. That's the USB port that you find. You find the in. You get on the inside. All right, I'm going to call it there.